guys, what's up? Korean RPGs. That's right, role-playing video games made in South Korea. We never talk about those, don't we? Or maybe we have, maybe we do. Wanna know why? I've actually included some of these games in my JRPGs top 10s. I've included Korean RPGs in JRPGs videos. That kinda doesn't make any sense, but I've always thought, back then when I made those videos, I was thinking, when the hell am I gonna talk about these games? It's not like I played 10 Korean RPGs in my life, unless I include every single Kingdom Under Fire title they have released, because in case you didn't know, these games are from South Korea. And that's what we're gonna talk about today, Korean RPGs. Well, most famous examples are obviously the Kingdom Under Fire. You play these games and they don't exactly feel like they were made in Korea. They feel more like they were made in the US or in Europe. But as soon as you realize they were actually made there in South Korea, you just can't believe it. I mean, I've only played one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've only played this one right here, Kingdom Under Fire, Circle of Doom. The other ones I believe are for PC and the Xbox. I think they're for the Xbox. I didn't do a lot of research on this because I haven't played them. I'm gonna focus on the ones that I played. And the thing is that we rarely pay attention to South Korea because, believe it or not, most of their games, especially modern games, have been released for iOS or Android, for phones. I mean, and there have been some that are really good, there have been some that are really bad, like everything, but my problem is that I rarely, if not say never, play video games on Android or on my phone. I am a console guy. I like playing games on my consoles or on my portable systems. But on my cell phone, I think the only one that I played in my life is Fire Emblem Heroes. But anyway, Kingdom Under Fire. Have you ever played Circle of Doom? Circle of Doom is a hack and slash game. If you play this game, you're probably thinking, that is not exactly an RPG. I don't know. I'm not gonna argue that with you. As far as I'm concerned, if you go to Wikipedia and click on the game, it says that it's an action role-playing video game. So, if these guys, the company who created these games, say these are action role-playing games, then who are we to argue? But you're free to have your opinion. In my opinion, I only played for a couple of hours with 2 characters. I haven't gotten that far in this game. And yes, it does have some role-playing elements. The stories, the scenes are a little bit longer than your average hack and slash game or your average action-adventure game. And there are several things, but I feel like they're more, at least this one right here, I feel it more like a Musou game. Musou games are like Dynasty Warriors game, like a Warriors game. That's how I feel it. But yes, there's role-playing elements in there, but I gotta get a little further to determine if it's an RPG or not. But the thing is that these guys, the Kingdom Under Fire series, are Korean, and these games are from these games are allegedly action RPGs. So I was kind of curious to find out that these are, because last year I didn't know. I mean, I found out several months ago about these games, but I just couldn't find my way. I just couldn't find the correct time, the right time to talk about them until today. I just saw this game and I said, oh my god, I own Circle of Doom, so why not? And there you go. Another game, very, very popular, but maybe not anymore. This was more popular at the early 2000s. Was, believe it or not, Ragnarok Online. The famous MMORPG was made in Korea. Oh yeah, famous Ragnarok Online. I only played that game a couple of times and I got so addicted to it that I just stood away from it. I decided to stay away because, man, I just can't play MMORPGs. Maybe I'll make a video soon about why I don't play MMORPGs. But the thing is that, yeah, the Ragnarok Online series, more like the Ragnarok Online game are from Korea, all the online versions. However, all the spin-offs, especially one of my favorites for the PSP called Ragnarok Tactics, those are games made in Japan by the Gung Ho company. And also the Ragnarok DS version for the Nintendo DS, those are games that were made in Japan by Japanese people, but there are spin-offs of the Ragnarok Online franchise. So are these Korean RPGs or Japanese RPGs? Well, you already know how I feel about that. I think I dare to say, objectively speaking, JRPG means Japanese role-playing game made in Japan, produced in Japan, made by Japanese people. So yeah. What other games are from Korea? Well, there are two more great examples, kind of underrated games nowadays, forgotten hidden gems, and those are the Magna Carta series. Magna Carta Tears of Blood for the PlayStation 2 and Magna Carta 2 for the Xbox 360. I talked about those games before. I've included them in some JRPGs videos. Like I said, those are not JRPGs, I know that, but back then I thought, when the hell am I gonna talk about those games? So yeah, Magna Carta, Tears of Blood, originally known as Magna Carta Crimson Stigmata for the PlayStation 2. That's a great game. It's a strategy turn-based RPG. It's not exactly a strategy RPG, it's more like a turn-based RPG, because you move with your characters in a certain area range, and then you choose your attacks with the circle or the X buttons you choose your actions to attack your enemies. And I really like this game. It was an amazing experience. It's one of the most unique battle systems I've seen in RPGs. And Magna Carta for PlayStation 2, well, the story is great, the music is okay, characters are very unique. Of course, there's a ton of fan service, but I kind of like the design of these characters. I don't know. I know it's not exactly anime. If you look at the sprites, if you look at the characters I'm showing right now, yes, you could see the anime style there, but not exactly there, right? At the same time, it's not there. And that caught me curious a long time ago when I made a little research about it. I finished the game and I wanted to know who made it, and I realized, well, it was a Korean RPG, it was not a Japanese RPG. But anyways, I love this game. Very unique style and battle system. Totally recommend it. Magna Carta 2, well, I played it several years after I played the first one, and I gotta say, it didn't disappoint me, but I don't know, it just didn't feel quite as good as the first one. It's a good game. It's nowhere near to being a bad game at all. It's a good game. It's a good RPG. But I just don't know. The battle system was a little different. Battle system was more like, I remember, similar to Xenoblade Chronicles. You have like an attack waiting bar and your characters act on their own. And the functionality of the ring system, the circle and X buttons, it was gone. So the battle system in Magna Carta 2 is a little different from the original one. Maybe that was the thing that turned me off, and also the story was not that good either. The protagonist was like your average dumb character. I don't know. There's just something about this game that I just didn't like. I got halfway through. It's a 2-disc game actually, and I think I got the beginning of the second disc, and that's where I dumped the game. I don't know, I just didn't quite like it. I couldn't get really into it. With Magna Carta 2, that's okay. So, for Magna Carta fans, did you know there's a prequel? Did you know that the very first Magna Carta game was not for a console system? Nope. It was for Microsoft Windows. Oh yeah. And I've never played this game. It was released in 2001. And the protagonist, Kalint, is the same guy we see in Magna Carta Tears of Blood. This game, called Magna Carta The Phantom of Avalanche, I didn't even know it existed until today! I can't believe there's a prequel to Magna Carta Tears of Blood for PC and I didn't even know about it. If you guys know something, let me know in the comment section below. I think I'm gonna leave some gameplay around here so you can watch what kind of game it is. From what I investigated, the game kind of sucked. Critics panned the game, it had a lot of bugs, and it was boring as hell. That's all I know, but yeah, Magna Carta, The Phantom of Avalanche, a prequel. So these 3 games, people often believe that they're Japanese RPGs, they're not, they're Korean RPGs. So yeah, South Korea, I don't think we should underestimate Korea anymore. They have pretty solid games. Like I said, most of their games, RPGs or not, are free-to-play games or just games for mobile phones. And you know I'm not a fan of mobile phone games, so I can't really talk about them. I was hoping one day to make a top 10 Korean RPGs, that would be a good idea, but I can't stay playing on my phone, I just can't. Okay, other 2 games that I need to cover, that you guys need to know. These games were made in Korea, in South Korea. And those are Astonisha Story 1 and 2. Astonisha Story 2, you know it as Crimson Gem Saga. And that's a great game, that's a good game for the PSP. Both games are for the PSP. And Astonisha Story, the first one, it is considered as one of the worst RPGs ever. But I played the game a long time ago and, well, yes, it's bad. It is bad. There's a lot of problems with that game. It's a strategy RPG. And like I said, it's not that bad. It's not one of the worst I've played, but it's definitely bad. The more you play it, the more dull it becomes, the more random it becomes, and you lose interest very quickly with this game because it starts off really good. The moment you start playing this game, the first hours of this game are actually great. That's what got me playing this game. When I played it, I was like, what's wrong with people? This is not that bad. But as I moved on and got into other battles and other missions, man, I dumped the game. Yeah, so it's bad, it's not that bad, and I just wish it could have been as good as its sequel, which is called Astonisha Story 2, but in America, thanks to Atlus, it was called Crimson Gem Saga. It is supposedly a sequel, but yes, they are related, but since I never finished Astonisha Story or I never got any far in that game, I don't know if they are directly connected or not. If you guys have played both games, let us know in the comment section below. We can discuss it. But Crimson Gem Saga, apart from being related to Astonisha Story, was a good game. I think it's a hidden gem for the PSP. And the battle system was quite different. It was now a turn-based RPG. In 2D, the battles were in 2D, similar to Valkyrie Profile. It quickly reminded me of Valkyrie Profile for that reason. It's a really hard game. The more you play that game, the harder it gets. So don't underestimate if you want to play it. But yeah, Astonisha Story 1 and 2, also known as Crimson Gem Saga, those are Korean RPGs. Who could have known, right? Because those two, they do look like Japanese RPGs. Again, not exactly anime style, but at the same time, exactly anime style. There's this last game I want to talk about, and that's not an RPG, it's a hack and slash. It's sort of like a Musou, again, like a Dynasty Warriors game. It's pretty famous. It's called 99 Nights. 99 Nights. That's 2 games, actually. I don't know who did the second one. It's also for the Xbox 360. It's a really great game. And again, I know I've been repeating this the entire video, but I can't believe, when I found out that this game was Korean, I couldn't believe it. I always thought that game was made in the US or in Canada or in Europe. I don't know. I never would have thought this game was made in Korea. And to find out that it's a Korean game, 99 Nights, wow, it's a great game. So now that I found out about these games and other curiosities like, I don't know, King of Fighters 2002 and 2001 and 2 were also made in Korea, and these other games, Maple Story, those are MMORPGs as far as I'm concerned. I've never played those games, but there was also a DS version for that. Also, all the Maple Story games are made in Korea, and there's this Metal Slug. Metal Slug 4 was also made in Korea by Korean people. So maybe we should start looking to Korean video games from now on, just out of curiosity. And I don't think it's a country that we should underestimate. They have a lot of video games, a lot of them, most of them for mobile phones, but most of them for consoles. And I just told you great examples for consoles, like the two Astonishing Story games, Kingdom Under Fire series, Magna Carta games, 99 Nights, even though it's not an RPG, it's also a great game, pretty underrated in my opinion. So yeah, Korean video games, Korean RPGs, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time.